going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to episode 14 of Buy Sell Talk. Today we have a very special episode. For those of you who don't know, we don't have just one guest. We do have two. Before we introduce them, I'm Brian.
My name's Leo.
I'm Mateo.
My name's DJ.
Today, both DJ and Mateo are representing Milk and Cream and Grind Coffee.
Yeah.
Both staples of Jersey City.
Yeah.
You know, lots of our customers.
Oh, you don't have the air horn? Let's get it.
Lots of our customers have heard of both of them. You know,
If it was up to Mateo, he would air horn after every sentence.
I mean, I don't blame him. You know,
Which one?
I should have put the
gotta give him
flex
his
bomb in
flowers.
there.
Which one?
I should have put the flex bomb in there.
You should have never shown me which button it is because I'm on it.
Anyways, guys, what are we wearing today? DJ, let's start with you.
Oh shoot, I don't even know what I'm wearing. What are these? The Clot Sakai's?
Yes,
right?
sir.
G-Star trouser denim, hoodie that I made.
Word. What
You
got
made
on
that
the
hoodie?
dome over there?
Yeah, I mean, so I started a brand called Everyday. I started sewing beginning of last year, and just started making shit myself.
Nice. Tell, what do you got on?
Yeah, you already know I got the big bodegas on. The size 13, stomp you out bodegas.
Jeez.
Got the Venom Tiz on.
Mm.
My homie's brand, this is Bloomfield Work. Shout out to my mans. I got the Frankie coat on. This is the 101 AK number 7 hat.
Fucks
Yeah.
with it. Fucks with it.
A lot of love in.
Word. I got on the Atmos Co JP mismatch dunks.
Tough.
Little Uniqlo action, little dug out the grave 424 hoodie to commemorate Veterans Day and today being the Marine Corps birthday for 248 years. And then I got a little Americana MLB Supreme varsity jacket and the corduroy NJ hat.
See, you
It's
got
so
one on
funny
too.
'cause I was asking my wife, I was like, should I wear the sold out hat? But the thing is, I wear it everywhere, all day, every day. So it's not
Repping.
even like just because of the pod. And it's like I'm always in it. So
Got a rep sold out
I
every day.
confirm that. I confirm that.
Word.
Always repping. DJ's always repping.
Appreciate it.
Of course. I'm wearing the. Oh my God. I'm wearing the Union Air Jordan 1 Buffy's Beauty Supply. We'll pick this pair out, you know, because to commemorate this beautiful partnership between these men.
Those are fire.
yeah,
by
I
the
actually
way.
haven't seen
Those
those
are so
up
fire.
close. They're fire. Yeah, the woven is
Yeah, well, I did this just for you guys.
right.
Go ahead.
I love the fact that you took off those Sambas, man. They were getting a little smelly.
Hey, man, you know, I have to give it a break. You know, I can't be wearing my beaters all the time. You
Mm.
know, today's a special occasion, so you know,
Fucks with it.
let's get right into it. Leo, what do we got today?
Word. So, Sneakers did a big showcase where they're trying to get ahead of all the Instagram leakers of the world, where they showed that they're gonna bring back heavy footwear for 2024. Starting with Q1, they're gonna bring back the Ultraman Dunk Lows. They're bringing back the Reverse Curry Dunk Lows. They're bringing a shit ton of foams, a shit ton of 180s, a shit ton of clog posits. I know you remember those. Got the Air Sunders. Bro,
Jeez, that's
Nuts.
That's a sleeper.
That's all in Q1.
No, well, that's to break off Q. They didn't really like go how they're gonna do it. They just showed a gang of shoes.
You think next year is gonna be a big dunk season?
No, I think it's gonna be a big Nike basketball season, especially with the foam posit coming out. They're doing the clog posit. Everybody they're starting to retro KDs. They're gonna start retroing Kobe's heavy. LeBron's been retroing for years now, but I feel like they're gonna go heavy with Nike basketball.
You think we're gonna go through that cycle again, where like we're wearing like pennies again, and Nike basketball versus just like culture shoes? Like I know like obviously the Jordan's a basketball shoe, but like it became more than that, and it's like a culture shoe.
Yeah.
Whereas like because I mean, how many people do you see like walking around in KDs or Kyries or
Nah,
I
I feel like it's gonna be an abundance because it's not like they're doing. So I think like what Nike failed at with the LeBron retro is they started just retroing whatever.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to retro like samples and like coveted, LeBron items. But before it was just like, I don't know, what number are we on? All right, just go back to the 6. Like they were just
Yeah, because I think even
spitballing.
the graffitis stayed on sneakers for a little while,
Yeah,
right? They didn't sell
yeah.
out right away.
Yeah.
Like I know the next one that's coming out, I think in a few weeks, is the Animal. I think is Animal Instinct. I'm not sure if that's the actual name of the shoe. I don't remember, but it's the one that's super furry. You know what I mean? It came out. It was inspired by the Atmos Animal Instinct pack. That's why I think it's called that. But yeah, that shoe's coming out. Before that, like the LeBron came out, and a gang of PEs came out. I know they're bringing back the Galaxy foams, the Galaxy KDs, the Nerfs are coming back out. The KD Nerfs. I don't know if they're doing the whole set again, but at the very least, like you know what I mean? You know how many people want Nerfs? Like this guy wants KD Nerfs.
I
again.
do. I miss that time. That was such a golden era. Khaki joggers and KDs.
That's the market's not there now, right? You
No,
guys don't
no.
get a
No.
lot of people that come in
No,
for resale or
I
anything.
don't
with
think it's
that
gonna
stuff.
be like a resale world, but Nike isn't worried about resale just yet.
Yeah.
But they're definitely bringing out a gang of fucking shoes that they're trying to make up for this lackluster-ish market that we're currently in. Because, like, for instance, the reimagined or the remastered, as we call it, the Cookie Monster Jordan 1s, they're still available.
Yeah, let's
Like-
talk about that because we were just talking about that before the pod, and it's like I don't get the market. 2016, that's a $500 shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a
The
question.
fact that it didn't even sell out really boggled my mind.
Yeah.
I assumed they have 500,000 pairs, and that's the reason why.
Yeah. I think it's probably because it has to do with the supply and demand, and it also probably has to do with the lack of marketing. Because I feel like I tell Brian this all the time, like what brands are lacking these days is not so much the inclusivity, the collabs, the whatnots. It's more so the storytelling. Like if you remember Frank Cook when he did the satin royals and the satin breads, like he just popped up on you. He literally did a pop up. Like for an hour, no one went there because no one knew it existed. And then like that flame ignited, and there was 1 million people on Soho trying to get that shoe.
I think also too, like the box wasn't anything special. It's a black and blue box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like the bread ones, they came with like the receipt, the vintage box, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what their thought process was to not actually,
I mean, I feel like they did a great job storytelling with the Lost and Found, for instance. That shoe, went up crazy at first, and then it like kind of like humbled itself, but it's still, a $400 or $500 shoe.
I was gonna say it didn't really drop from like it was at like 556 at its peak, right? And then now it's still like
Yeah.
used pairs like 350 still,
Yeah,
right?
but that's my point exactly. Like from that pair being, that hey, like this is a mom and pop shop shoe that was lost in inventory, and like, oh shit, here's the old fucking Sandy's receipt. Compared to that, to let's just put a black and blue shoe in a black and blue box and just throw it out there and see what happens.
So you think we're missing that? Like remember back in the day with like the different SBs, they all had like these crazy stories. Like we were talking about the other day, like the Reese Forbes,
Mm-hmm.
like with the burlap and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like they had like these like really detailed stories behind them. You think we're gonna start to go back to that?
100%. And it's weird because like, especially with Nike, because I'm more of a Nike head than anything else. Like it's like they care and then they don't, and then they care and they don't. Like for example, like the Jarrito Dunk, like we can't keep that shoe in stock. It's like it's also burlap that has a story. They had like 6 different versions of it. They did the Jarritos set, they did a skateboard, they did the crate, like all this going on for it. And I'm not saying that like, oh hey, it's a collab, so it's obviously gonna sell, but it's just at the like the baseline of it is just tell a story. Like tell me why as a consumer I'm gonna buy this shoe. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like, oh, Michael Jordan loved the Cookie Monster growing up, and like like you don't have to be that deep. It could literally have been like, like he had on a fucking chinchilla fucking fleece or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Like they've done it in the past. It's not hard. You just have to like do a little more research and do a little homework and just bring that home.
You know what I would have liked to see is like the Tiffany Dunk. I would have liked them to collab, direct with Nick Diamond and just kind of almost marry
Mm-hmm.
what happened back then to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what's going on now, and just kind of embrace the culture as a whole, right? And then
Yeah.
you got a whole story behind that, and that would have went
Exactly.
bananas.
That's another point that they just dropped the ball, and obviously like it still sells or whatever, but like why did someone think to make the extra laces every single color of Tiffany dunks that have come out? But you can't just reach out to somebody that's already in your pocket and be like, yo, come on, at least do the marketing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard. Like, I don't need Carmelo Anthony putting on a shoe, you know what I mean, that has nothing to do with him to tell me like, yo, this is it. Like, fucking, you already have the answers. You have the sauce. Just put it all together. Like, I don't know
I had
what they're
heard this
doing.
thing where they were saying that like you know, they didn't want to pay the royalties to like, you know, Diamond Supply, but it's
Yeah.
like it's Nike. It's
Bro,
like that
yeah.
money is just
I
that's
can-
all written off, you know.
Regardless of that, I could almost guarantee you that Nikki Diamond, like getting that phone call would be like, yo, it's lit. Let's go. Like,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
gives a
exactly.
fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you have fucking, at the very least, you have a new audience that like, oh shit, Diamond Supply exists. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people in the world that have no clue what a Diamond Supply is. That could have easily been, you know, a collab at heart where it's like, hey, it's not a collab with the shoe. It's more of a collab with the marketing and bringing Nike's market and the big wave that they had with the Tiffany and just bringing on Nikki Diamonds, and boom, like immediately he could have saw like increase in sales and whatnot from that.
But maybe that's gonna be the next wave, right? It's like because we saw this wave of like collaboration after collaboration. I mean, this is like literally three
A three-way collab,
collaborators, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like maybe we'll start to see like more of this storytelling, or you know, maybe someone will start that, you know, in the next coming year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, storytelling has been a lost art for quite a while sometimes. And I feel like even with the lost and found, you know, the whole receipt, the box being, you know, pre-distressed and the shoe itself being pre-distressed, it ushered in this sort of like the new age sneakerhead that's like of the young audience, and then the people that grew up with that shoe back in like 1985, you know. And I feel like that's where Nike really like struck gold when they did that, because it's like they brought both of these audiences together, and then they dropped the ball with this whole Royal Reimagine thing.
Yeah.
And it could have gone a lot better for them, really. I mean, I know these pairs are sitting at like your local Foot Locker, and honestly, it shouldn't be like that, because like you said, 4 years ago, this would have been a shoe that would have been like easily $500.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think like, you know, we with our collaboration, it's not even a collaboration, but almost like a partnership. You know, it came naturally. You know, there's no real story behind it, but like it came naturally. It made sense for the both of us, and you know, has been really successful with the one item that we've kind of put out together as two businesses in Jersey City. So for those that don't know, so I own Milk and Cream Cereal Bar with my wife in downtown Jersey City on Newark Ave. And Mateo and The Grind, they have, you guys are staple. I mean, like when you guys said like, you know, staples of Jersey City, I was like, oh, we just got here. But The Grind is like, you know, like I heard about it when I was first moving into Jersey City. And so when the opportunity came to partner with you guys, it was just like, oh man, like, yeah, we got to get in on that. We can figure that out, you know?
Word.
All love. Love Milk and Cream, love DJ, love Steph, like love all the kids that I've met who are a part of Milk and Cream and make it work. And it's just like, it's been great. It's been a great like 50 days.
Yes. So our like
Let's touch more on that.
yeah. So like our mini collaboration, you know, was a creation of Mateo, who's like low key master culinary artist, and he came up with this cereal milk latte, which I think I checked the books like a couple days ago, and I think we've sold like over 1,000 of them in 2 months. Like,
Yes.
and it's you know,
Innovator.
yeah. So it's, I mean, you can explain what it is. It's I'm like addicted to it. Where and I drink just black coffee, but this is like the only thing that I'll get in mine.
Yeah, so the cereal milk latte, we throw the Fruity Pebbles, Tricks, and Fruit Loops into this like, what is it?
It's like almost like a cold brew bath, I guess.
Yeah, type shit, right? Oat milk, because we're watching out for people's like stomachs and making sure that my lactose homies could come through and try it.
That's one thing I noticed, actually, that I didn't even have to tell you to like, oh, like, can you put oat milk? And the first thing I saw you do was reach for the oat milk.
You got to.
Yeah.
Got to. And then we soak it 24 hours overnight. We strain out the cereal, and we use that milk to make our cereal milk latte come to life.
Jeez.
Fucks with it.
It's gas.
Was it always, ice cream and coffee for both of you guys though? Like, was that always in the cards for you guys?
No, like I'll just speak for myself. Like, so actually when I first got in with my partners, close friends of mine were like, what do you know about ice cream? I was like, nothing. I know how to run a business and I know how to do the financial part. And so my background is I graduated from FIT, and I've been in the fashion industry for a little over 14 years now altogether. I actually, we talked about this. I got my first internship at 555 Soul, for all the old heads that know the brand.
I don't know what that is.
So I worked in their Brooklyn office for a little while. Then I bounced around, and I did most of my career at Tommy Hilfiger. Moved from like design to sales, and got to learn like the financial part of the business there. And then that's what kind of led me to this financial investment. Had some original partners based out of New York, and we brought it here to Jersey City, and he has been doing well ever since.
What about you, Mateo? Has it always been in the books for you to, be behind the coffee bar?
To be honest, like I started off doing music, and I was doing music like in high school, before high school. After high school, just try to like pursue a culinary kind of like path. And in culinary school, I kind of like fell out of love with being in the kitchen and cooking in the kitchen. Like, still love cooking, but like being yelled at by a 50-year-old man who's been in his kitchen for 20 years just wasn't my vibe. So I started working as a barista in Hoboken. And then Mike had approached me and said that he was opening a coffee shop, so got involved that way, and just was like a barista at first. And then over time, like kind of grew into the role of like creative directing for Grind, and then just like, extending the brand beyond where like we're not just a coffee shop, where we're like the cool coffee shop, and just like providing a place for Jersey City creatives to come through and like chill and like build community through our space in Bergen Lafayette. So yeah.
Word. Fuck.
And now we're in downtown, just like stirring shit up and trying to like build a community in downtown. I'm born and raised in Jersey City and grew up downtown. And
I'm gonna move your mic because you got this like sexy voice going on.
Yeah, like Ed Lover in the 3 AM vibe.
Yeah, so downtown is very in comparison to Bergen Lafayette, we rely heavy on foot traffic, where like in Bergen Lafayette we don't have to worry about that because we're like the neighborhood spot. Yeah. And everybody comes, rain, shine, snow, like no matter what. Downtown is a little different. There's a lot of people who are like going straight to the train. They don't look at anything else. So like for the first 40 days, I was standing outside, like giving out free coffee, like yelling at people.
Love it.
Walking past every single day, rain or shine.
How many people did you clothesline on Newark Ave?
Yo, like not even me, but like my little cousin Dakota was like chasing people down the block, like just to give them a cup of coffee to try it. And we're like, I want to say we're like 50 or so days in, and we have like 40, 50 like loyal customers, people who come every single day. So I mean, that's how Grind started, and that's how like I know we're on the right path.
Word.
That's actually an emotional part of the business that I didn't know I was missing. Like, our customer, we'll see these families that pop in, every other Sunday, it's like to treat themselves or whatever. But like with ice cream, you can't have it every day. And so it was just really nice seeing these loyal customers come in. People are disappointed if they don't see Mateo behind the bar. And, that was something that we were definitely missing, that the collaboration that's grown past the collaboration. They're going to be a permanent fixture in our store. And, that's been really beneficial overall is to see like now I could feel like we're becoming a staple of the community, having the Grind in the back.
Love. Real love, for real.
Fucks with it.
No, yeah, I love that you guys are
Yeah.
I love that you guys are huge on community because honestly, like at the end of the day, that's what you really got to get back to. So how did that love for your own community really come into play when coming up with your businesses?
I mean, to be completely honest, I didn't grow up in Jersey City. I grew up in Livingston, New Jersey, and when I went out to college, I moved out to Manhattan and stayed out there for a couple of years. Only really moved back when I got married and had kids. And we kind of stumbled upon Jersey City. So originally, I was looking to open the first Milk and Cream out of New York in Hoboken. And we looked at Hoboken, and we looked at the demographic, the traffic, the people, the vibe. And it was there, but like it's a commuter, hub, so like everyone, just kind of what Mateo said, everyone's head is kind of down doing their thing. And then you really see the community come out on the weekends. And then someone came up to me and was just like, oh, I don't know if you've seen downtown Jersey City, specifically Newark Ave. And we went out there, and yeah, the vibe was everything. People, the whole community comes out, dinner, people sit outside, people walk around that area so much. And then we kind of landed on that place. 4 years later, like my kids are in the school system here. We bought a house in Bergen Lafayette, and, we're like, my favorite thing to do is just walk from one end to the other, and just, you get this like small town feeling. I mean, I'm talking about downtown mostly, but you get that small town feeling in like a big city, so we really like now call Jersey City home. Sorry, I'm dealing with this cough.
All good, bro.
Nah, it's
All
cool.
good.
It's cool. It's about that time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, born and raised in Jersey City, like, love Jersey City. It's really home. You know what I mean? I grew up in downtown. I grew up in Villa Borinquen. Shout out to Villa.
I might have to get you one of these at the store.
Yeah.
It's like every sale.
Every time a customer comes in, you just
That would be fire. Yeah, but grew up in Villa, so like the downtown location was like a real like full circle moment for me. Because it was just like, damn, like to be somebody who's born and raised here in this like part of Jersey City that's hella gentrified. Like so many people I know from downtown pushed out.
Yeah.
Sad to say, but like that's the price of gentrification, so like to be down there.
Shout out to Whole Foods. They just opened, right?
Have you guys been to that new Whole Foods?
I haven't, but like, I don't know if you saw
I saw
yesterday's.
lines.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
lines. I was like, are they giving away sneakers? Like, what is going on? It's crazy.
They don't sell sneakers there.
Yeah, so that's that. I mean, downtown is lit. This is like, we're 2 months in, and I know like by next summer it's just gonna be a zoo in there.
Word. Nah, fucks with it. One thing we did forget to mention was another thing that Nike does, or Nike did, speaking of community and giving back, is they released, or they had the Dornbecker Foundation auction, where people with a little bit of coin in their pocket go up to Oregon, and pretty much they auction out the Dornbecker release for the year that's coming out later in December. So I know a few cats that went up there and got a few pairs, whatever, but some highlights of that collection would
The Fly East joints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fire.
I've said that same thing, to be honest.
So like the Fly E's, I really love the ACG Low. That shit is phenomenal. The Air Jordan 3, I feel like it's dope, but being in the space of sneakers and seeing like a plethora of them, I just feel like slimed out Georgetown's is just not my cup of tea. I could appreciate it, but I can't like put that on my foot. Another one is like that. I really like the even though it's Shrink It and Pink It, the Air Max 1. That's a dope ass one as well. And then beyond that, I believe there's a Dunk High, where there's not to try to bring it back to the Cookie Monster, but it's pretty much monogram with chocolate chip cookies. I believe it's pink and
those
white.
are dope too.
Yeah.
I
There's
like
a
those.
recipe on
Yeah.
the back of the tag.
On the back of the tag,
Yeah.
You love your culinary science, so
Play
you
with
can,
me.
Man.
you can
Yeah,
try
shout
that out.
with
out
me.
to these kids. Like, I mean, just like the innovation, but also just like color palettes. Obviously they're working with like Nike designers, but like as I think this year probably one of the strongest years too. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, when I saw that Fly Ease, I didn't even realize it was part of that collection. And I was just like, oh, these are fire.
Yeah. Nah, for sure.
I think the cool part about Nike, especially when they partner with Dornbecker, is they really get to push the boundary on the materials, on everything really. it's stuff that you don't see on any sort of like general release shoe. And I think that really makes this collaboration so much more special, because even on that Air Max 1, you get the little jewel swoosh, and you don't really see that too often. Or little the back tab of the Air Jordan 3, the Jumpman's still there, but it's got a different sort of engraving that pays homage to, their designer. And it's little things like that goes a long way for a shoe's sort of like longevity and how relevant it's going to be.
Yeah,
Definitely. What's that one brand? Amanier.
Amanier.
Yeah, like those details to the threes,
yeah.
just behind the tongue and all that stuff. I'm old, so like I don't all these new brands and everything. Like,
Nah,
even some of the stuff up here, I'm just like, oh, what's this and that. So it is cool, kind of seeing like some of these newer brands come out of the woodwork. But literally, like I come from like I worked at Rockaware for a little bit. I worked at Echo, all in their corporate offices, and like all these brands are now defunct, but it's cool seeing some of these newer brands come out.
No, but I mean, they played a role. I mean, they were trailblazers,
Yeah.
back then. I think they set the tone for a lot of the brands that, usher in this new era today. So
They also morphed into new brands because Echo is now Complex.
Do they have a brand?
So
Or is it just the magazine?
The founder of Echo,
Yeah, Mark Echo.
Yeah, but
Complex,
they sell. I believe they sell like merch.
I used to party in those offices.
Yeah.
Like Mark Echo used to have in his office full like a half court basketball court.
Mhm.
They used to have a bar in the middle of like the office. Like that back then was like
Yeah.
the best.
Were you putting
Yeah.
up shots between breaks?
For the most part, like no, they don't have drinks during work hours, but they used to have these crazy parties, just to promote whatever was going on. And so, yeah, Mark Echo's office was just bananas.
Nah, yeah. I think now, besides the magazine, they tried doing like a merch line, but I think now it's just more tied with Complex Comp.
Mm.
So like all their merch and stuff is usually collaborative with like Murakami, or this year's CPFM going out there to like be the directing host of the
Yeah, because
event
it's been
itself.
Murakami in the past for the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, it was Murakami, then it was Virgil. Pharrell had his share in there. Verdi from Japan. And I believe, this year is going to be CPFM and a couple of other brands as well.
Whatever happened to remember Hypebeast had a
Oh, Hype Fest?
Hype Fest? That's right.
Joe,
No, I
that
think they're bringing that back.
No, absolutely not.
No,
That
I
place,
swear.
that place was fucking livid. I met so many fucking people there. It was nuts. Like, I'm still in search. So when Hype Fest was a thing, I believe it was 2017 or
Something like that. Yeah.
so when Hype Fest was a thing, I'm pretty sure I didn't live like I didn't have my my home that I have now. I was still in my apartment. Yeah, I was. So I I took a sketchbook out there because I knew it was a whole bunch of graphic artists going to be there.
Yeah, Futura was there.
So in my book, I had Stash,
yeah.
Andre, Futura. I had Buff Monster. I had Eric Hayes, and I had who else was there? A few other people there, but they were all in the same graph book. Like,
What, you had
literally-
him sign it?
Yeah, I had him throw up a piece
That's tough.
in a blank fucking
That's fire.
scrapbook.
But you don't know where it is.
I don't know where the fuck the scrapbook is, bro.
One day you'll find that shit.
Nah, dead ass. But like, I have hella imagery. I fucking won a Helion X fucking camper chair out there. It was fucking sick. Like,
Wait, you draw?
no.
Okay.
No. I was back in high school. I used to be what's referred to as a toy. I just did it to do it type shit. But I was, not that guy. So yeah, enough about that. But yeah, like Chase B was out there. Fucking I believe Trippie Redd performed. I got a gang of shit out there like for free or for the super low. They were doing like auctions on T-shirts,
and
all
they
types
did
of
like
weird shit.
not classes, but like lectures, right?
Yeah, they
So there were
did.
a couple of artists that were
Mhm.
giving lectures too. It was
Yeah.
a dope concept. I don't
Nah,
know
yeah,
what kind of happened, but
From my understanding of the back end, that money shriveled up.
yeah, because they're based out of China, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, so essentially that money shriveled up. I'm sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure Complex has something to do with it. They probably like, yo, I got this shit on the West Coast. What the fuck is we doing out here? And they probably like bought them out or some shit. But if another one does come along, I'll be the first in line to go.
yeah,
That
because
shit was
there
dope.
isn't that many. I mean, other than like the sneaker I guess, reselling convention type stuff. There's
Yeah.
not really like that culture, that hype culture anymore.
Nah, yeah. The closest thing is like fucking Comic-Con. And good luck finding someone who, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's
that's
not
true.
your realm type shit. You know
So
what I mean?
Comic-Con, when I was in college, they used to do they just would scan these badges, but like they didn't link to anything. They just, they just allowed,
Scan.
yeah,
Allowed
they
them
just
to-
scan.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at FIT, one of the kids used to use like this crazy printer to just edit. It would look like the holograms look legit and everything. And so we used to go like no problem. And then obviously as technology grew,
Yeah.
it got harder and harder. But yeah, Comic-Con, it's so hard to get a ticket now.
Nah, word.
Yeah,
If
we
you-
tried going actually,
If you do need a ticket, let me know. I know somebody can get us some
Yeah.
tickets.
but
Wait, Comic Con?
Comic-Con, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not into comics.
So
fine, bro.
Matt's one of these
But I'll
cool
still
kids
play.
that like
Listen, man. You listen,
Wait,
you listen
wait, wait,
to.
wait,
Nah,
he's
no,
like
no, I didn't
still
hear
learning stuff too. So like
Yeah.
I'll bring something up to him and be like, no, what is that? And I'm like, really? Like you don't know that?
You know,
And it's interesting.
do you know who Kid Cudi is?
Oh yeah.
Yo,
He just released his first superhero comic at Comic-Con.
Oh shit, that's fire.
See that?
I'll check it
You
out.
could have easily went. You know what I mean?
oh, but
Could have.
I mean, DJs work for
I
brands
could've.
like Mark Echo and
No,
Rockaway.
DJ's an OG, bro.
and then obviously the graffiti aspect. You've obviously been in the music industry
yeah,
before grind, so
yeah,
I feel like all those three industries kind of mesh together some way somehow.
for sure.
Word.
So have you brushed shoulders with anyone?
Yeah,
Notable?
for sure, for sure. I won't like really put nothing out there, but one of our new regulars at Milk and Cream, like this dude is like crazy up here in the music industry, and when he told me, I kind of just like I didn't want to fanboy over it, and I was just like, damn. But I'm definitely gonna nurture that relationship and see what's up.
You wanna hint at who it is?
Nah,
You can't tell us who it is, my boy.
nah.
Well,
Nah,
wait.
just because I don't know, maybe he may see this and he'd be like, "Yo, you know what? This kid Mateo, this dude he's the man for not putting me out."
It
there."
rhymes with rake.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, big rake. Yeah,
Big rake.
No, or speaking of graffiti, a fan favorite of mine, also a veteran, U.S. Navy to be exact. Fatura is doing another SB official collab, not
Is that the Virgil one? The off-white
no
one?
sir, that's
I
a
wish.
dunk.
I
That was
wish.
all.
They never dropped, right?
That
No,
was
no,
auctioned
no.
off. I put up, I believe it was a cool $8,000, and then I humbled my ass down when that shit sold for like 200 plus. I was like, "Word, bro, you got that." Yeah, I was ready to pay 8,000 for that shit.
I honestly thought that was gonna release because I remember with on Yellow Canary that was like one
Yeah.
of the dunks that was like
Nah,
on the
word.
bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. But he's doing his own. They're bringing him back on for Nike, and I guess they mended the ties, and he's bringing out his new SB. No release date yet, but he did defunk it because a lot of people were saying like, oh, like he's been in the shadows for so long, like this is gonna be like some kind of like uber like illustrious like fucking release or whatever the hell that you're just not gonna be obtainable. And he just went on and said code name general release.
Fire. I mean, I miss like Nort and Recon, those stores. Like so I mean, he did a drop at like Uniqlo and like
Yeah.
It didn't go crazy or whatever. But like he'll do these random things and it'll
Mhm.
just go nuts. And
Nah, yeah.
No, I know he also played a part in Virgil's exhibit.
Yeah.
So little things like that, you see him come and go, and I feel
Yeah.
like he's one of those more illustrious figures in this industry that it's like, if you catch him, if you can,
Yeah, super humble, super
Yeah.
down to earth. Like the many times that I've met him, he's talking and like not just like, oh, get out of my face or whatever. There's definitely snobby people within their right, you know what I mean, that they get to a certain level in life and it's like, yo, like you're not talking to me, bro. Like I don't know who the fuck you are.
like cause no, I'm just kidding.
Nah, man, cause isn't like that either. Let's just say that on the record.
No, I've never met Brian. I'm just saying like
I've met Brian, and Mr. Donnelly is dope as shit. So every year beyond COVID, he does a family party at Brooklyn Museum. Hopefully this doesn't make it hot.
That's that members family party, right?
Yes, so he does a family party at Brooklyn Museum where literally he's there with his family and essentially like he's out and about type shit. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you might catch him where like he's there for like a hot second that he's on a plane to Tokyo or something. But the last time I was there, we met. My daughter, I believe, was 2. She's 6 now, to give you an example. But, I was going to have him sign some stuff. And then he was like, yo, like, realistically, if I put that Sharpie in my hand, my kids are getting trampled. I was like, I respect it. Yeah. But he has to sign other stuff beyond then. But literally, like, he's super approachable. We talked for like 3 hours at that function.
I've only met him at like a Uniqlo thing once.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, I take that back. I met him at a gallery thing 2008. I still have one of those signed pieces from him, but never just like casually talked to him or anything.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
we talked for like a good fucking minute, and I mean, not then, but now, like we both have like a lot of similarities. We're both from Jersey City. We both have 2 kids. I'm not a millionaire yet, but hopefully, that's in the works as well. But
What do you think of so this will be a hot take, like where do you see, I mean, the human made stuff, this new collab, actually, yeah. I don't know when this is going to air, but I know they're doing the pop-up in the city this weekend. Yeah.
So actually that new, not to cut you off, but that cause collaboration won't be available you can see it there, but it won't be available at that pop-up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cause X human made.
Yeah. Part 2.
It's actually, so the designs from it are actually pretty fire.
No, yeah, fuck.
So, I mean, the last Uniqlo drop, I'm just like, all right. I mean, I got this from Delivery One. Like, I don't really need any of this new stuff. But this is fire.
No, for sure.
I want to see, obviously, his art is amazing, and we can talk about that for a thing. But, like, I'm hoping that any of the general public stuff, he kind of, puts himself out there too, versus this, like, because I think one t-shirt's like $235 or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean the first time that it came out, I was super annoyed because it's human made, is a Japanese brand.
Yeah.
And
Negos, right?
Sizing is crazy.
At that point, I was a big boy.
Yeah, sizing is like
sizing is nuts.
I'm an extra medium now.
Yeah,
so.
I was a big boy back then, so like I'm like, nah, I could rock with extra large because that's the biggest size they had. Right?
That's like a Japanese medium.
I put that shit on. That shit was a tank top. A hoodie was a tank top. I was like, word, bro. I guess I just gotta put it on the sold out rack. Call it a day.
That's why you gotta know your measurements. That's
The problem is there was no measurement beyond that.
Oh, geez.
I was like that with needles.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize essentially it's just one size, right?
Yes.
So I think the one piece I got and then dropped like $250 on it, and I was like, oh man,
the flannel.
Yeah, what do I do with this?
Like the ginormous flannel, the extra ginormous.
They look good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so I do. Good. So that that's the type of stuff.
If you need a couple, we got a couple.
We actually got a couple here. Yeah,
I'm gonna buy it off DJ.
Nah, don't worry about DJ.
I'll bring it here,
and then you can buy it.
It's all fam. That's the kind of stuff that I'm actually making now. Is like a lot of haberdashery, kind of like cut and sew stuff. I started getting into that stuff, watching like some of these influencers online really like take design to like the next level, without being able to like I literally sewed a t-shirt just because I wanted to understand the construction of it. And it's the most tedious math driven thing that like we all wear them. It's so plentiful everywhere else. You wouldn't think that it's like this hard garment to kind of like sew.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, but it's just like, it's just not as easy as you would think. And so I started taking pieces and just cutting them up and then re-sewing them and attaching to other stuff. You've seen some of the like pants that I've been rocking and everything. And so
I'm not gonna lie, my boy has this fire ass kimono. Like fire. DJ,
where does that inspiration come from?
Crazy.
So I mean, I was kind of told like every good business solves a problem, right? So like like you guys solve a problem. I can't get this on sneakers, so yeah, I gotta pay this grip, but like I have access to it. So that's the reason why you guys are so successful, because it solves a problem.
We have great prices.
That's right. Everything close to retail.
What do you mean by that?
The day after this episode airs is gonna
everyone's like, yo, this dude said that you guys have things at retail.
We do. It's on a not to talk about it, but a red table.
I see the red table from here.
But yeah, so like someone once told me that like every great business solves a problem, and so for me, I wanted to start creating things that like I just didn't see out there, or just didn't fit me, or it was something that like was in Japan super exclusive or whatever. So like with needles, like I used to pick up a lot of it at what's that? It's in the city, Blue on Green.
Yeah.
They carry them, or I don't know if Dover Street still carries them. But places like Engineer Garments, like things that I couldn't necessarily like
Shop around.
yeah, exactly, like
Yeah.
have easy access to. I was just like, all right, let me learn, and like this curiosity of like learning how to make things, that's kind of like really what got me into it. And then I'm working on this brand right now. It's just something like is like a side project for me, and it's just building things that like, okay, like this would be dope to do, or or see out there. And sometimes it's whack. There's a reason why it doesn't exist, but you never know until you kind of experiment with it.
No,
Oh, yeah. You really gotta, dip your feet first before anything. I feel like that's a lot of trial and error, I assume, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. And then I think we kind of talked about it with like Virgil and everything too, right? Because he kind of made it. I know for me, like he talks about the purist and tourist kind of thing, and like I know for me, because I didn't have a sewing fashion background, like I went to FIT, but I was there for graphic design. I never felt like, oh, I can partake in this, so I always felt like this tourist to it. And then while learning it, then you get like this purist mentality of like, these are the reasons why like this is the way it is, and then you get that appreciation. And so I think like he kind of gave like those blueprints to kind of explore those things.
No, I definitely agree, because it's like he made a whole Louis Vuitton collection out of that mentality, and he even has like this whole website up for designers to like look through and sort of get all this information from.
That's right. I mean, anyone that like is looking to start a brand, he literally gives all the sauce.
Yeah,
like
literally.
So I mean, his legacy lives on, and it's like, when you're trying to create something new in the market, it's refreshing to see that someone's trying to give back to that community. And in that sense, what I want to bring up now is that I know that you're doing the coffee dyed Air Forces. So, and it's cool that you're like blending these two things together that don't really like seem to belong.
I don't want to cut you off, but this is one of the things that like the reason why me and Matt vibe so well is like we're both like go people, where we don't even touch base with each other a lot. So this event's coming up, and I'll let you get back to the thing, but I'm like, oh, where's it gonna be? And he's like, it's at the store. I was like, oh, cool. Like,
we felt that as well, because until he posted the after party, we didn't know we were gonna be vending there.
Wait, I spoke with him about it.
We spoke about this, and it was like something in passing, and I was like, oh yeah, for sure.
Like, it wasn't in passing. We spoke about it, and you were like, we're down. I said, okay.
Yeah, so if you tell Matt anything, it's like it's guaranteed.
Nah,
it's getting
great.
done.
Yeah,
So.
I think what Brian was trying to say was we're down to like pop up
Yeah.
and like come, you know what I mean, support.
I gotta bring some hats.
No,
and stuff.
100%. We're vending. We're beyond that. We're beyond
I
that.
cut off
We're
Brian.
beyond
Why
that.
don't you tell the audience what it's about?
Yeah. That was what I was trying to get at, because
Okay.
obviously we're part of the after party. We're gonna be vending there, of course.
Tough.
November 18th. November 18th, 8
Yes,
to 11. We'll be there joining Mateo and
Yeah.
DJ for the after party. But before the after party, this is the main event, of course.
Yeah.
I'll let Mateo take over this part.
So basically, one of my homies, his name is Amon. He manages their downtown location, and this
Packers.
has been
I don't
like,
think you said it.
Packers.
At Packers shoes, yeah. So me and Amon have been like trying to get something popping for like, I want to say close to like 8 months now. And then I finally got the green light. So he was like, yo, I just need a concept like that I can pitch to Packer that they'll like approve. So like, honestly, it just came to me like in a second. I was just like, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all just got a Nike
Air Force Ones.
Yeah, they just got the Nike like contract so they can do the Nike thing. So I was like, yo, this is what we need. I need you to get me like a bunch of white Air Forces, and then I'm just gonna coffee dye them. And when I told him on that, he was just like, yo, that's actually kind of fire. Like, that's dope, and it's a dope way to like cross grind with Packer.
Word.
So we did that, and we've already sold like maybe like 8 pairs already, which is cool. 8 pairs is cool. It's light. It's the first
run.
That's it. And they're going for $135, and then You pick them up at Packer during the day party. It'll be free drinks. We're actually sponsored by Loverboy.
Oof.
So shout out to Loverboy.
We're sponsored by Blue Royal.
Oh yeah, shout out to Blue Royal.
Shout out to Blue Royal. This is what we're sipping
I'm not
on.
gonna lie, this
Respectfully.
Blue Royal got me like
Alright.
royalty right now.
Blue Royal actually allows us to have a new conversation with our guests.
Yeah.
And stuff like new stuff that we're talking about, not to cut you off, but we got the new gym hats and
Tough
the new
hats.
Yeah, I told Tony I need this.
Tough.
new little patch on there that we will be having at Milk and Cream Crepe
Yeah, this
Packer
is at the
after party.
Oh, the
Alright.
sold out with the Jerry City 2016.
Oof.
You
Right.
saw Kyrie
Ooh,
wearing that
right
other one.
hand
He
into
doesn't
this
have
one.
this. But he
Oof.
could reach out
Oh,
to
yo,
us.
Kyrie,
You-
come and get this, bro.
You can have this before Kyrie
Rep the city,
gets it.
bro.
All right.
There we
Rep
are.
the city. But yeah, Packers gonna be lit 2 to 7. Shout out to this girl Dylan who comes to Milk and Cream, comes and gets an ube horchata or a cereal milk latte every other day.
Mm.
She does the influencing for Loverboy. Me and
Okay.
her kind of just had a little combo. She's like, I'm down, so she's gonna give us a bunch of Loverboy, so it'll be free drinks. Shout out my boy Andy. He's gonna be like DJing. Packer's gonna be jumping. And then the after party, of course, Fate Mason to be tatting. Sold out. He's gonna be there vending. 0 Kids. And then we got I don't know if y'all know what's going on with 0 Kids. That's my homie.
Oh,
It's
I
a
thought you
brand.
meant
That's a
like
brand.
0 kids. Like kids are
Oh
not
yeah.
allowed.
I mean
Exclusion.
kids not allowed either. You
Oof.
feel me? Unless they get ice cream. You feel me? Okay. And then we got the legendary Distort. I don't know if y'all know. He's
Yes.
like he's like the fucking goat out here in
Right.
Jersey City.
Right,
I mean, he's gonna be painting live
you
outside.
do a mural in Milk and Cream.
No, he's gonna do he's just gonna paint outside of the shop.
I'm gonna
which
find
is
that
fucking
sketchbook.
chill. Yeah, I mean, Distort's my homie. Like, if you need anything,
This is
you know.
crazy because
It's my brother.
this is really the emphasis on community. You know,
Yeah.
Or
this is bringing every sort of business
Facet.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. Like going forward with these events that we do, like I don't feel like an event will have the turnout that I expect unless I'm bringing a bunch of brands that I know will bring people in.
yeah.
But I also need it to make sense. You
No,
know what
for
I mean?
sure.
I'm not just throwing people together to throw them together. So it's like Fate Mason, we got the homies that sold out, we got the homies at 0 Kids. Like all of y'all have y'all different crowds, and like when you bring all these crowds together, it creates the community.
Bring like Voltron Jersey City.
1,000%. And then like it's just something beautiful about being at Milk and Cream where like the doors open up all the way. So it's just like people who are just on the Ave walk by and they're like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Yeah.
You know, we just did an event like a few weeks ago, and the next day I'm at the shop and people are like, what was happening yesterday? And it's like new people who didn't even know we were a coffee shop are like
Yeah.
coming in and asking like what was going on. So
All right, I fuck
Yeah.
with it.
Well, that's the beauty of all this, really, because that's what you want to do. You want to open the door to all these new customers. Because at the end of the day, that's who you really got to appreciate. At the end of the day,
Yeah, and we're definitely bringing in just I want to say it's like the creative community is really coming out to all these events, and kind of, again, we're downtown and it's like on Newark Ave, and so you don't have that you have the art scene that's going back and forth between like Hamilton Park and the art district there, but like we're really bringing that entire community from like the Heights to Bergen Lafayette coming down into downtown. So it's dope to see all these communities come out and just support really too. So a lot of local artists that we're trying to put on with these events as well too. We just had one like a week ago. We just want to showcase that. Actually, I mean, again, whenever you're at Milk and Cream, like you see the smiling face, and like the customers absolutely love them to the point where there's this little kid that comes in with his mom and literally draws Mateo
shout out
something
to
new
Theo. Shout out to my boy Theo.
every day, and
Yeah.
and Mateo puts it up, and so we're actually gonna work with him and his school to kind of do like an art show for those kids.
That's
And
tough.
so
sounds
yeah,
like
we
great.
just want to
I
try
didn't
to
even
do.
know about that.
Yeah, so like-
that's crazy.
Yo, that's
fire.
fire. Shout out to Theo. Yo.
Because so he sparked that, and it's like we just want to be kind of like that space for the community to come out and
Right.
and feel like they can come and hang, and we get it from the beginning when we first opened Milk and Cream. Again, it's a luxury treat. It's So it's not something you can have daily. But like these coffee drinkers with our pastries now, and then just having that treat, we have like the whole community come out. And so we just want to be that space for everyone.
Or,
Word up.
yeah, I remember growing up, the closest thing to that was the path every year would have like an artist like little contest where if you won, your joint would go up in every like little billboard across the path. So that's great that you're able to bring that back. Not only bring it back, but like, you know, gravitate to the artist, whether his name is Theo, excuse me, or his name is Distort. You know what I mean? Like, all walks of life are welcome, and I appreciate that.
No, yeah. And obviously, you guys just broke the news on one of the things in the works. But
This is fire because I had no idea, but like that shit makes so much sense, and that shit is so dope. Like,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
you know, gotta support the youngins, bro. That's the future. You know what I mean?
of course.
That's
yeah.
how I feel about being at Milk and Cream. Like, I think our youngest is like 16,
Mhm.
and our oldest is like 20. And at Grind, I'm used to hiring like 23 and up. You know what I mean? So
in
like,
betweeners.
yeah. So like working with these kids, it's like, yo, y'all the future.
It's
Like,
refreshing.
yeah, it's refreshing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, honestly, like just being there every day with them, it's just I've grown like such a love for them and seeing them grow and like giving them advice. And like they're coming to me and asking me about like what they're going through in their life right now. You feel me? And I just love this shit, bro, honestly.
No, that's great. And obviously, nurturing and cultivating the sense of community is big for both of these guys. But I really want to know, like, what's next for you guys? You know, what can we expect from you guys in the near future?
Yeah, so
Or-
I mean, again, like I said, like you know, how we met is actually through Dylan here at the store.
got to put a picture of Dylan right
is that-
there.
Tony
other,
too.
other Tony.
Other
Shout out to
Tony.
Dylan.
Shout
to
out
Tommy.
shout out to other Tony.
You know, so so Matt hit me up and was just like, "Oh, I know you know my boy Dylan. He's at Sold Out." I was like, "Yeah, I know Dylan." And he's like, "Yeah, so I just wanted to connect with you." And I was like, "Oh, if Dylan vouched for you, like, yeah, we'll do, you know, we'll connect." And I think the first thing we were trying to do was like a toy drive or something like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, we're trying to just get something off the ground. But where I really connect with Matt is like he's just go, go, go. And I'm the same way. And so yeah, so the next thing that we have kind of coming up right now is we are working on our own coffee that we're hoping to distribute. I don't know if we started working on we have the name and everything already
Yeah.
too. I think we talk about it now, right?
Yeah, of course.
You can
So
say it.
it's,
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's
so-
gonna be fire.
It's yeah, so we've had a lot of good reaction to some of the flavors that that Mateo's have come up with. And so it's called Mahal Coffee Reserve.
Yeah.
And so
Mahal means love.
Mahal means love in
Oh.
Tagalog. And so yeah, so we're gonna be offering like a Tyrone latte, ube latte.
And we're working
on a couple other things, and so yeah, we're importing grounds from the Philippines. So the uniqueness of the Philippines is that it has these microclimates that you really can't find other parts of the world, where like high mountaintops all the way down to like below sea level. So we're working with an importer to get grounds from the Philippines, and then we're going to roast it here in Jersey City, bottle it here, and kind of create all the flavors and start distributing it to some of the other businesses that we're affiliated with here. And then we're going to get that off the ground. And that just kind of came naturally. And so, yeah, it's been interesting. Literally, I think every other day we come up with like new businesses together that we want to kind of attack.
No lie, bro. No lie.
I
No,
fucks
I mean,
with it.
it's just it's a testament to your partnership, really. It just goes to show you how well this is working. You know, for 50 days, and I know we joked around about it, but you know, here's the 50 years. You know,
Facts. yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man.
buy you that for Christmas.
Yo, if I get this in the shop, it's crazy. We gonna press a button?
Yo.
tough. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Oh
one,
my
Shane.
god.
But yeah, man. Milk and Cream, for what Milk and Cream has done for Grind is crazy. Like, being downtown is lit. I love it. Meet so many new people every day. Like,
Oh, do you want to talk about what you're bringing to Bergen Lafayette?
yeah. We're actually working on. this spot called Stack. So it's gonna be like a Wagyu smash burger. So that'll be like the first of its kind. It'd definitely be gas.
That made me hungry. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you, like, it's different, bro. The Wagyu smash is different. Bergen Lafayette, like I said, like we've been there for 8 years, so we definitely become like the flagship spot in Bergen Lafayette. And at least like with my partner Mike, he's always on some. Me and him match the same energy. He's always kind of like, what's next? Like, what are we gonna do next? Like, how are we gonna lock down Bergen Lafayette and Jersey City? So, we ended up like stumbling upon this space, and he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, smash burger, fuck it, you know what I mean? And that happened through seeing one of my friends who opened the smash burger in the city, and he's opening like 10 locations in 2 years. Like, he's like, this is what we got to do. Like, if you want the next move, this is the next right move. And then like coming from my culinary background, I'm thinking like, how can I elevate this shit? So we did the Wagyu smash, and I'm telling y'all, like, the burgers is 10 out of 10, the chicken sandwiches 10 out of 10. Like, we're doing different shit, and then we're definitely gonna have through the grace of DJ, we'll have like the ice cream machine. So not only will we be like an elevated smash burger, we'll be the only ice cream in Bergen Lafayette. And then we get in before any other ice cream parlor gets in. Then we got that on lock,
Jeez.
So that's kind of what I've learned through Mike and through DJ, just kind of like getting out in front of it and doing it before anybody else can do it. But aside from that, it's like doing it right.
Yeah.
Not just doing it half-ass. And I'm like, I stand on that for real. Like, just like execution is at the highest level is just like the way to do it,
So if you see anyone else with a cereal milk latte,
Oh, yeah.
Wait, they know they
they're
came from
second.
here.
Yeah.
Anybody does a cereal milk latte in Jersey, I'm throwing a brick through the window.
Yo, or I mean, we could just bleep this out to be.
I'm throwing a brick through the fucking window. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, jeez.
But Coquito Latte coming soon too. We do
for the holiday season.
So we've been doing Coquito Latte like 3 years in a row, but this year I'm gonna go crazy with the Coquito, bro. Like,
throw a little ice cream in there.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Coquito. I mean, we were already like on the test kitchening Toron ice cream, and we've sold a bunch of those, and like we're working on just kind of just doing whatever the hell we want to do with the ice cream. You know what I mean? So soon come.
Word. There we are, and here's the innovation.
Yes, sir. At the hour mark too.
There we go. Well, before we wrap up, I'd like to thank Blue Royal for sponsoring this episode and allowing us to have this new conversation with two staples in Jersey City, both grind coffee and milk and cream.
3 staples and sold out.
Yes, of course, sold out.
Gang.
And on that note, we're out.